What is going on, fellas? Today we're back with another Madden 26 rebuild where we're going to be taking on the Seattle Seahawks, a team that has been a little unlucky. Over the last 5 years, they've made the playoffs 2 times, both of those times losing in the wildcard round, but that's not even the worst part of it. The last 2 seasons, they went 9-8, 10-7, both of the times they didn't even make the postseason. And that, of course, is with that extra slot. The 7th seed couldn't make it at 10-7. So, of course, very, very unlucky there. This team has decided to change up a lot in the offseason. The first name you're thinking, where's DK Metcalf? Of course, we know he is now a Pittsburgh Steeler. And with that, Cooper Kupp joins us. Of course, a guy that had a really insane season, the Triple Crown winner. And since then, a lot of injuries, a lot of concerns there, which, of course, this team has its own injury concerns. Losing Kenneth Walker for half the season and really just killing the run game on impact. This offensive line, in general, is not very good, especially in the run block department. One of the worst pressure rates in the league, and the craziest part of that is, the worst win rates as well, they don't get blitzed much. They're one of the lower blitzed teams in the league, which is telling you teams are getting in there without having to bring extra guys. And when you can do that, 9 times out of 10, it's just a win. You're not going to beat that. And, of course, we've seen that with the Seattle Seahawks, who were close, but unfortunately not close enough. JSN obviously had a much better year after his rookie campaign, which wasn't bad, but it definitely wasn't as good as we thought he would be. And then, of course, the big change besides wide receiver is brand new quarterback Sam Darnold is here. Got him on a pretty cheap open market deal. Geno Smith, not a bad player. I think Seattle would have loved to have him back, but when you're asking for what seemed to be about 40-ish per at 34, 35 years old, yeah, why wouldn't they move on? Geno's been good for them, but he's not been great. He's not an elevator. Not that I would say Sam Darnold is. They're human beings, but at the same time, for cheaper, why not? Of course, we do have the rookies. This is the brand new game after all. It's crazy they have 2 undercover detectives on the team, but hey, we'll just ignore them. We'll pretend like they don't exist. Zabel, this was one player that a lot of Seahawks fans seem to expect to get drafted, and that's exactly what happened. They need O-line help, and this is one of the best guards on the board at the time. Maybe the best guard on the board at the time. And yeah, he's a very serviceable guy with star development trait. Definitely someone we're hoping to develop for this offensive line that, again, is strugglesome in real life and in Madden, maybe even more so. Some of these guys in real life, like Bradford, Lucas, could develop, whereas in game, I'm not sure. Lucas is already, I think, 24, 25. It's going to be hard to develop a guy that old already. 26! What do you mean? Bro found a time machine, and instead of doing what we all would have done, which is go back in time, he's like, nah, I want to see what it's like in a few years. How is he so old? Okay, yeah, that's even worse than I thought. Yeah, there's a couple more guys on this offensive line that I think we're going to have to replace. Of course, looking at the tight end position, Arroyo, a very athletic tight end 1. A little surprised he didn't end up with hidden development trait here, but definitely a guy we can still develop. Young, fast, tall, all the things we like in a tight end. And as far as the other youngster, Mr. Torrey Horton, another guy I would have absolutely expected to be hidden dev, him for sure, and just no, not hidden dev either, and we'll still have to try to develop him as our number 3 wide receiver, even though he is 6'3". You would assume Cooper Kupp kind of slides into that slot role like he was with the Rams for the most part anyways, kind of moved him around the field, but at the end of the day, this is what the lineup is going to look like for the offensive side of the ball. And now on to this side of the ball, a team that was actually middle of the pack. They were a better defense than they were in offense, and the big part of that is the DBs, of course. They've got some really good DBs on this team. Julian Love's one of the better safeties in the league. Tariq Woolen, when he's out there picking the ball off, is deadly. And then, of course, Devon Witherspoon, he's a really good player. Where they did struggle a little bit, though, is on the defensive line. Now, still not the worst in the league. Again, middle of the pack, but they did need a little bit of juice from the edge rush position, which is where DeMarcus Lawrence comes in. Now, the problem with DeMarcus Lawrence is not only is he injury prone, but he really just isn't the same guy he was in his prime with Dallas. The last few years of DeMarcus Lawrence's career have not exactly been flashy or even good necessarily, but there is still a little bit left in the tank, and I would definitely argue he is the best option outside of Boya Mafe for that edge role. Defensive tackles, Leonard Williams, what a move that was. The contract he's on now, looking at some of the other contracts like Zach Allen's, looks like a steal. And then Byron Murphy, still got to build on that rookie year, but definitely going to be our DT2 here, as he has a lot of potential. 22, 23 years old, still young, obviously, with decent overall. Yeah, 22 years old, definitely a guy we can still develop. And then, of course, the last player I want to look at, well, the linebackers are decent, but nothing really to note, is Nick Emanwari, one of only 2 players they actually drafted on the defensive side of the ball this year, despite having, I think it was about 10 draft picks, 10 players they took. But yeah, Emanwari, 6'3", 220, maybe hoping they got themselves another Cam Chancellor. That's exactly what I see when I see him, even though he is more athletic. But yeah, he is that thumper. He's going to be the starter, obviously, even though Bryant probably is the projected starter there. Gotta start the youngsters. But anyway, that's the overview of the team. Another question is, will Milrose start? I don't know. We'll see what happens. Sam Darnold's going to be on a semi-short leash. The money he signed does not faze me at all. We will bench him in a heartbeat if he sucks, and I do want to see what Milroe can do. But anyways, if you end up enjoying this video, leave a like, subscribe if you're new. We do a ton of franchise stuff on the channel. Check out our Panthers franchise start yesterday. We'll have another episode of that, I imagine, later today, as that like goal seems to be like it's going to get smashed. And then biggest thing you can do while you're down there is let me know what team you would like to see rebuilt next. For our weekly strategy, these are the coaching abilities that we're going to have lined up. I know a little bit more about the game since last rebuild. Let's be honest. I'm going to win this Super Bowl in year 1, without a doubt. Don't quote me on it. Just know that's what's going to happen. This feels weird, by the way, doing the long haul for Leonard Williams. It's a big man. I mean, hell, you could give us the whole timer without having a pass rush, and I don't know if we get there. Oh, man. Leonard's having a day, though. Usually you struggle with that last one, but he's just a talent. It also just does not feel like his legs are moving. Like, I'm going to watch back at this. Is he moving? Like, I don't know why. I can't explain it. He just runs like how I would expect Desmond Watson to run. Not that there's anything wrong with it. Running is running, but it still looks a little strange, can't lie. Oh, we're getting destroyed. All right, there we go. We got the gold. Now, hopefully we get a dev up. I have not seen one yet. Done quite a bit of training camps. Haven't seen a dev up just yet. This would be a massive one. Oh, it would have been such a massive one. And then sadly, you can't even really do red zone attack because of how bugged it is. I would love to do that for Cooper Kupp, who really needs the help. And then I'm honestly going to do... I'm going to try both, to be fair. But pocket presence for sure I'm going to do. As I want to use Milroe, but like... The Seattle Seahawks aren't using Milroe this year unless things go really bad or there's an injury, which you would argue is things going bad, right? Like, you don't bring in Darnold and not give him a really good chance with the team. Oh, damn, he's cooking. I've seen enough. I've seen enough. I'm moving around like... I almost just let that hit me while I was just looking at the score to see how much we needed. No! I hate balls. What can I tell you? I don't know if you can get a dev up without gold, though. That's a sell, dude. I've been so bad at the training camps lately. And then this one, I mean, let's be real. I'm not even going to show you any of this. I'm going to tuck my tail between my legs, and we're moving on after this. There's no way I do this. I'm garbage. I was really confident for a minute there, and that confidence is gone. Like, I'm just yeeting the ball at this rate. Did it go? It went. I mean, even getting to bronze would be progress for me. I'm so bad at these. Oh. Oh! Let him cook! Please! I just want one. No, I just want one. So you actually have to hit this in order, too. Like, you have to continue. Wow. I got to at least get a bronze. I'll be here all day. I don't care. There we go. Oh, that's a dot. Hold on a minute. Let him cook. Please hit that one anyways. Woo! No, I just need bronze. I don't care. That's good. That's on the money. Bing bong. Hey. We had less than half of what we needed to get to silver, but hear me out. Got a bronze. And I got nothing for it. Damn, I suck at that so much. Damn, Jalen Milroe already with 3 upgrade points. Not hard to develop him, apparently. Need that medium accuracy. We're going to be going with field general. I think I'm also going to change it up like this year as well for upgrading. Normally, I would just kind of have the AI do most of it, but I think what we'll do is we'll steer everyone in the right direction, and then we'll auto sim the guys that do get that that archetype that we're looking for, right? If they're maxed out on finesse, I don't really need to upgrade them anymore because the game's going to upgrade them anyways, if that's what I want to keep doing. Like Leonard Williams, let's see, for example, do we want to change something here? To be fair, Speed Rusher is kind of the way to go in general. So we'll see what Speed Rusher gives him. 92 overall, almost 93, actually. I know that XP is far away, but did unfortunately only get 2 to finesse, which he doesn't need, so maybe I should have went Power Mover, but I tried to hit him with the Speed Rush cheese from last year. Definitely did not pay off. And didn't really pay off here for Byron either, but he did get the 1 to Power Move, so maybe you do want to actually go with the specific archetype this year. We'll see. Now we have to look at the scouts. Looking at our Tier 3, we have a QB corner, DT O-line for Tier 2, and then your Tier 1s. Just not a whole lot on the offensive line. I would argue putting almost all of this on O-line. We need 2, maybe 3 linemen minimum. And then the rest, we could use a tight end and definitely could use a wide receiver, but not the biggest needs going forward right now, which kind of contradictory. Going forward and now make no sense. Defensively, could use some linebacker help, and then D-line. We'll see how that develops out and what happens with DeMarcus Lawrence. Obviously, he signed a multi-year deal, which don't know if he's going to be playing that out. And then unfortunately, we didn't really time it well. We have 1 more week on our camp counselor, which means I don't believe we're going to be able to change for a coaching or scouting ability, unfortunately. So that is definitely sucky. 1 week away from being able to switch this out for a scouting one, but it is what it is. Looking at the region as well, so you see nationally the weaknesses are basically the entire line. Of course, the strengths are left tackle, right guard, right edge, but weaknesses, right guard, right tackle. So that sucks. Do you see that the West, you also have a weakness to right guard with a strength of left tackle? I'm really just focusing on this O-line. Of course, the right guard for the Central. Northeast, you have left guard weakness, no strength for the O-line, and then left tackle. So left tackles seem to be pretty damn good this year. Might be wanting to focus on that. Definitely will fire our quarterback guy. Might keep some sort of, or go for some sort of quarterback person, but definitely want to focus on O-line. This guy's obviously speaking to us because he has multiple. And yeah, I think that's what we're going to be doing. We're going to go interior with tackle. Again, let me know what you guys want to see for these rebuilds, because a lot of the years past, I wouldn't show most of this, because it's like, well, what's the point? You guys know what it looks like. It's a lot of, back and forth business. But if you guys do like to see that kind of stuff, I can obviously include it. Hey, longer videos is good for the algorithm for the most part. Boost up that watch time. Do we want to go OT edge? That's actually a pretty good one, too. Oh, no, I clicked X. So many different things in this game, X does it. But not that, which sucks. Where the hell even is he now? I lost him. Or I don't even know if this was specifically the person, but Sophia Walsh is our Tier 2. I think? I guess not? Oh, what, do we not hire women? No, I accidentally just clicked down, huh? False alarm, boys. No sexism around here. False alarm. Don't call HR. And then the rest, wide receiver, tight end, I don't hate it. Linebacker, safety, I don't think you need that, really, so we're going to get rid of that. And then OT edge, let's get another one in there. Why not? Let's go with Tier 1. I know I should be going for the strengths of the classes, but at the same time, I don't really care if, let's say running back, left tackle, and corner are the best, because I don't need those positions, right? So I do want to focus on things we actually need as well. So maybe a quarterback with DT. I don't even know if we really need DT just yet, but we will in 2 years. Tight end, linebacker. Linebacker QB would be good too. Wide receiver QB, yeah, screw it. Then again, this is my rebuild, right? So I could just start who I would start, which obviously every single person here would absolutely start Milrow for sure. But let's give Darnaldo a chance, okay? We lost week 1, he's out. Now we look at wide receiver, where I've heard through the grapevine, ooh, +2, you can get speed upgrades again. I haven't seen one yet, personally, but since I wasn't really looking for them in our first rebuild, I wouldn't have even noticed them. So definitely curious to see if that's true. I think they should. I think you should max them out, though. I think there is a very low chance you get speed excel. Well, maybe not excel, but speed, specifically for these types of positions. But it's also maxed out. You can't go higher than +2 speed, I think. And Playmaker is as broken as ever. Holy crap. But yeah, that's the way I would do it personally. I think you should get speed because, you know, I get it. You aren't really changing your speed much in real life without losing weight, gaining muscle, arguably. But at the same time, it's Madden. It's a little bit of fun. I used to love getting the speed upgrades, the throw power upgrades and all that. The +2 speeds were like hitting the lottery. And, you know, all that's gone. So it's like, okay, well, I'm just going to avoid anyone under a 4 or slower than a 4.45. You know, way to go. You've put the game in a box now, you know? So it's like, I get the realism, but at the same time, just do what's fun. And whoever told me that you can get upgrades for speed and playmaker, you lied, okay? You clearly lied. We're talking about nothing here because it's not true. I don't know. We'll see. All right, so we are here with our scouts. We do have right edge is her strength. Or edge rusher is her strength, and you can see that's one of the strengths of the Western region. I'm going to go with edge there. As far as this one, tight end, that's the expertise, so we're going to go with that. Offensive tackle, edge rusher, we're going to go with edge there. And then for the southeastern region, wide receiver, I really want to go O-line, though, I can't lie, but I guess we'll keep it at QB. Also, for rebuilds, like, does this actually matter? Like, will this actually, I imagine it will boost them, but I wonder if it actually matters a whole lot. Like, these definitely doesn't matter, right? But the attribute ones, I would imagine, matters for sim franchises, like when you're, you know, just simming. Like, I'll put this one on. And then I do imagine that, obviously, the XP ones are the ones to go for. So we'll take all these off because there's literally no point in having them. And then we'll put on either the +2 attributes or, you know, fatigue stuff, or, you know, of course, the development, which personally, especially for, like, D-line, absolutely. XP for training camp mini games, that one's obviously busted. And we don't really need corners. Coaching staff, I guess we'll put that one on there. Now, where do I actually upgrade these again? I don't know where the hell to upgrade these. And then, obviously, I want that. I want to upgrade that max if I can. Then where's our 4th one, though? Don't we have 4 abilities on? Where are they? Or maybe, oh, maybe it wasn't him. Maybe it wasn't the head coach. Was it under trainer? I think it was under the trainer. We got reduce wear and tear damage taken by 25%. That one should cost like 1 billion points. That one's insane. We're now on to our national focus, where sadly the interior of the line is bad, but the tackles look all right. So we are going to focus on tackles. And then, of course, another big upgrade point for coaches is the after-school tutor, which gives you additional focus players, which we definitely have to put on. Also, do we get an extra slot? What level was it? Well, does level 10 give you an extra slot? I don't even know. But of course, we're going to take this fatigue one off and try to find that. There it is, additional focus players. All right, so we're about midpoint of the season now. We have a 4-4 record, which is actually not bad. And we have $77 million to spend, but we have a lot of players to spend that on. Kenneth Walker, absolutely locked down rest of this rebuild. We usually do these rebuilds for about 5 seasons. In case you're new to the channel, I didn't, you know, mention that, but that's kind of the standard across YouTube. Most of the people doing rebuilds do that. It's just the video would take too long, and you guys wouldn't want to sit here that long. Tariq Woolen, another guy that you pay that contract for. Abraham Lucas, I don't think so, dude. That's why we focus a little bit on the O-line. Boye Mafe, I will have to see how he's playing. But overall, we can definitely handle the load of these contracts. Problem is, you can handle the load, huh? JSN and Witherspoon, obviously, are going to be some big names in the future. For right now, though, we're going to just worry about what we've got in front of us, which are 2 very young players that can be faces of this league in Kenneth Walker and Tariq Woolen, especially with Woolen being freaking massive, 6'4". How do you throw against that? Who the hell knows? And the speed, obviously, to go with it. And then as far as Mafe goes, I need to see a little something. 26 is not my favorite age to see for a pass rusher or anyone that's under 80 overall. And I don't know, dude. I'm not seeing it. I'll do a 1 year if he's down, but as far as future goes, I don't know, man. Even got me gagging a little bit. I don't know why I said that. This really sucks, because we have a chance at the playoffs, but the Niners are standing in our way. Did it say, it didn't say anything about winning, did it? It didn't say anything about winning, did it? Big back. Wow, that's crazy. That's a name one of the abilities traits. Yes, I get it. We lose, but we're still in the playoffs. The Seahawks at 9-8 hold on to a playoff spot with the Commanders losing and the Cardinals losing, and the Bears losing, and the Falcons being just slightly out. Wow, we got insanely lucky. This is much better than what happened for that Bears rebuild where we were just struggling out the gate. Can you not? You can't look at the teams anymore? Wait. Can you not look at... Wow, you can't look at, like, the league anymore. I guess it doesn't really matter anyways, but here's the Cardinals with their finish. How did they do? Lost the last 3 of 4. If they won any of those games, they might have taken the spot off us. Falcons, they actually did win their last 2, but it wasn't enough. And then the Commanders, what did they do? They lost 3 of their last 4 as well. 4 of their last 6. Okay, math. The math's getting a little bit too challenging for me. Let's stop now. But let's take a look at the stats and awards. Sam Darnold, 23 touchdowns, 9 picks, 3,400 yards. Kenneth Walker, the touchdowns are kind of bad for him specifically. Darnold ran for 300 yards. What the hell is that about? Charbonnet was good touchdowns-wise, not very much yards per carry. And then Kenneth, pretty good game. Pretty good season anyways. Receiving numbers, very lackluster, but that's just the way Sim is this year. Tackles, giving up 1 billion sacks. Leonard Williams, 12.5 sacks. DeMarcus Lawrence, 8.5. I almost said Martin Lawrence. 6.5 for Murphy, 6 and flat for Amafe, which we gave him the 1 year 11.5. I don't even know if we showed you that or not. We showed you the 11.5. Kicking was pretty clean. But yeah, I'm still just paying attention across the league. I know playbooks aren't everything, but they do play a factor for sure. Like Penix is not that good to be doing that. So you assume playbooks like the Falcons are still kind of top tier. And then the Titans, they've been winning a lot in Sim, but the numbers aren't usually that good, right? Where's the Titans? 3,200 yards, 23 touchdowns, 15 picks. Yet, does it show what they did? They were like 7-3 at one point, so definitely very interesting. Receiving numbers, I would love to see by team basis, though. Wow, the Bengals with 3 guys up there. Okay. Bengals offense seems to be decent. I wonder what that Falcons is looking like. We ran the Falcons, and it didn't really do much, so I'm not sure what to think. Chiefs, I mean, you can't tell me the tight end's not putting up more numbers because of the scheme. Where's the Falcons? Show me the Falcons. A lot of these teams, just kind of lackluster. Very realistic numbers, though, but I would still like to find my way into that triple quad if we could. Either way, let's take a look at the yearly awards. Joe Burrow's the MVP. We are rebuilding an NFC team. That is correct. Offensive Rookie of the Year, number 5 and 6, plus 9. And then defensively, no one on that side. We had an E-Man Worry, but just not on the list, I guess. Any awards for us, though? We see nothing. But year 1, playoffs. That's what I'm talking about. And you know what? Oh, no, we almost forgot to do that. And you know what? I'm playing it to win it. I don't care. The one thing I really hate, though, about this weekly stuff is that when your loadout ends, it just kind of like puts on any one of them. Like, why not just keep the one on that I had? Just keep the one on I had, and then if I want to change it, I will. That's the one pet peeve I kind of have. So, I would maybe change that, but yeah, as far as anything else goes, I think that's fine. Like wear and tear when resting. Like, why is this one not the one I had on all year? Like, you can use these forever, right? So just keep on the one I have, and then I'll change it if I want to. Just make it on screen like, hey, this one ran out. Do you want to change it or not? But yeah, of course, as the course of the rebuild goes on, I will imagine... Oh, man, we don't have a Sam linebacker. I will imagine that, this kind of stuff you don't do as much because it's like, well, my coach is already maxed. My players are already damn good. We just got to win a damn game, So, also, our linebacker room is so thin. But I didn't even change that. That's just what they loaded us in with. But here we go. Taking on the Philadelphia Eagles, 5 overalls higher than us. Again, though, we will come into the game when we are needed and try to win this game. Let's see how we get on. The Eagles already scoring 7. They get a stop. They get 3. 10-0, 10-3, 17-3, 10-17. So we are turning it around a little bit. Halftime, it's a manageable game. 17 all. The upset is on. Okay, it's over. Okay, the Eagles are driving. 3rd and 15, 4th and 11. They kick a field goal. 6 minutes left. The offense has a chance. Like a very legitimate chance. Clock's running out. 4th and goal. Damn, they were at the 1 and got denied. That's insane work. Did get to overtime, though. 3rd and 10, and that'll probably be it. There's just no way you can... Damn, this team choked. They choked at the 1 yard line. That is crazy work. Should have came into that game, but At the same time, we probably don't deserve it. It's the Eagles. We should not have even had a chance there, but maybe we should have went in. I don't know. I really thought, 9 times out of 10, they convert those. They make that play happen, and yet this is the 1 out of 10 that they just didn't do it. Jaron Reed doing well. That Eagles D-line, they got some work in there. Quinyon Mitchell with a pick. And unfortunately, we do get the playoffs, but we instantly lose. Get a couple more upgrades, which I've been conflicted because I have seen some really good power move upgrades for Byron Murphy through Speed Rusher, but I'm conflicted. I don't know if I want to keep doing it or not because it doesn't seem as good as the past, but it does still seem to have that potential. And, of course, Playmaker doing what Playmaker does, which is make good players into elite ones. But anyways, let's go to the Super Bowl, see how it all fared out. And you have the Packers versus the Ravens, with the Ravens winning it all. Looking at the dev-ups of the team, I'm trying to think of who would have got a dev-up. Offensively, sadly, no one. Defensively, it would appear Witherspoon, he should have been superstar already, but who knows. Thomas definitely went up in dev. And I think that was it. Tyrese Knight, I think, might have already been star development trade. We'll have to take a look. Witherspoon, I would imagine, is superstar, right? He should be, but I sometimes forget, dude. I sometimes just go into these thinking like, hey, this guy should be this, he should be that, but is he? I don't remember. I don't remember. Let's take a look now at our linebacker, Tyrese Knight, and no, he wasn't star. So yeah, that is one of the dev-ups, which we'll take it. And wow, already, I believe, Cooper Kupp retired on us. Damn. After 9 years in the league, Cooper Kupp's just gone. Okay, so wide receiver has gone from, we might need one soon, to we need one now. Hopefully there's somebody in free agency. I highly doubt it, but you never know. Let's take a look at the re-signings, negotiations. Witherspoon, 5th year, probably makes sense. JSN definitely doesn't. I think neither of them we're going to do. We're just going to re-sign them long-term next season. $82 million, and we have a Tyler Linderbaum. I will be spending money. Thank you very much. 4-year, 62. This team needs O-line. That's an offensive lineman. Boom. There is my case made. Accept it. Or Trent Brown. I almost called him Orlando Brown. Might actually be interested in Trent as well. I mean, this team needs O-line, and these are 2 very good offensive linemen. Can we do more for ourselves here, though? I know Linderbaum's decently expensive here for a center, but in real life, that's obviously not even close to the value, so I mean, I'm down to just pay what we got to pay. Still want to draft some linemen, but if we can save a couple of our draft picks, I would be down. Really need an edge rusher. Kayshon Boutte, he had himself a pretty damn good season. I don't know. With the Bengals, I don't know. I don't think I want him, but he is intriguing. He's 24, 80 overall. We need a wide receiver too. Horton could fly into that role, though, so we might just develop him. Rodgers doesn't retire, but Cooper Kupp does. Oh, man. Oh, no. Please, let me live. Isaiah Likely, he's a pretty good player, too, but I think we're just going to continue to develop Arroyo. And I think those are the 2 players we're going to go for. Could use a linebacker as well, actually. Any one of these guys want to play the Sam linebacker spot? Probably not. They want a better role than that, I imagine. Blake Cashman's interesting. Ivan Pace. They just let Ivan Pace go? I'm down. I am down. Former linebackers making their way to Seattle. Wow, damn, we're not even in the 5 spot. Wow, okay. Got to pay more than I thought. 4-year 32, that should do it. Don't know if we'll get them, but that should at least put us, give us the best chance possible. Also, I got to make sure we're, signing long snappers. Do we have one? Does it show where your line, and it doesn't show them, huh? Well, that sucks. Oh, well. All right, 3 targeted. We're at the top for most of them. Let's see if we get them. Linderbaum, please. Wow, we actually got all 3. Huge. I didn't think we were going to get Pace for a moment, but Pace, Trent Brown, Tyler Linderbaum. Those are some massive upgrades to the offensive line. We will take them. All right, we are in the draft with pick number 19 overall. The Saints with the first pick overall. Panthers number 2. So I feel like we chose a pretty good team. Again, I don't know how to fix this, but we're just going to have to deal with it. So, of course, Jimmy Castro, wide receiver, biggest positional need in my opinion. I don't love how good he looks, but 2 to 3, 1 to 2 talent, looks really good at catching. I think you have to take him. I mean, we just need that position desperately. What am I supposed to do? Now, left tackle, Scotty Winslow. I'm not sure what I do on the offensive line. Do I put Ike Mekwonu at guard if I take this guy? Because, yes, 43 reps, Pretty good pass blocking. More importantly, top 5 talent grade. I don't think you can ignore that. So we are going to be simming to 19, and if that left tackle's there, in our second rebuild ever, we're going to be taking linemen in the first round. That is actually insane. And he is there. I mean, I have no choice. It's a top 5, and O-line's the problem. Already doing more for this offensive line than the Seahawks have done in decades. Let's take a look at what we got. 4 true talent. Please be hidden. That's all I need to see. 4 true talent, hidden dev, 77 plus. I'm hoping 77 plus. Now, of course, we do need to go to the next round where, you know what? I don't even mind if it doesn't show up because I can at least see the background. I'm not even going to try to fix that, actually. I normally would, but no, we're not. I don't know who was taken. Let's just hope that... Wow, there's an edge rusher here still. Wait, hold on. They're slow, yes, but they're both good. I really like Houghton. They're both slow, like I said, but that's a tough pass, no? Actually, where's wide receiver? Castro's still there. We're going to trade up to the Jets right now. Hate having to give up so much, but that's exactly what we do to get this trade up. Maybe I should have traded a player with it, but pick 5 in the second round. It's pretty high in reach, in fairness. Jimmy Castro, wide receiver 2, no matter what. Please, 28 true talent. Please be hidden. I knew he'd be normal. And then I'm moving to 19 because, honestly, everything we need can't really get in that round anyways, so it'd be kind of a reach regardless. Got a couple of day 3 DTs, which I am very interested in. Do have a safety in Peter Wilkins. Most of these guys, I kind of looked at them based on athleticism, so I have no idea if we're actually seeing anything halfway decent here. Dyson, they're okay. Again, this would be future-proofing, so it's not necessarily the most important thing. Also, McLean, the tight end, seemed to be pretty damn good. I think I'm just going to take one of the DTs here and then try and get McLean with our next pick, which is it a 4th rounder, I think? Both these guys, finesse move A, play rec a little bit better for Rainey. 30 reps for Rainey. And then Long, who is a 36 repper. All right, Justin Long, got the sick name too. 55 true talent. Damn, normal dev. We'll have to see. 55 true talent's in the 70s, though, so it's not terrible. Maybe should have traded up, but we actually have a 5th round pick. That tight end's going to be long gone, huh? And now he's still there. Saul McLean, 6'5", fast enough. Look good. Let's see it. 72 true talent hidden. Damn, another normal dev. So not the best in devs, even though that tackle looks great. But the overall should be decent. Let's take a look at that draft recap, which features a 79 overall. 75 for the wide receiver, which is great. DT and tight end aren't bad. A lot of our draft was kind of gone from that trade up. Let's take a look at his left tackle, who I think will be playing left tackle for us. I think we're going to move Ekwonu to guard, although Scotty Winslow fits better as a guard. I worry about those ratings, dude. I'm really hoping this guy is superstar. Let's see if we got lucky. And no, he's only a star. Amazing overall. You can't complain about it. And there goes another graphical bug. You can't complain about it, but at the same time, that does suck that he's not superstar. Jimmy Castro, bit raw. Release only 67, but definitely a guy we're going to try to develop. We're number 29. We got to fix that. That is horrendous. And then DT, how we faring? Anything to note? Any potential with this guy or not? Yeah, 82 finesse. He's pretty good. Was there someone we want? I guess those edge rushers we could have went with instead. Let's take a look at how they looked. And here's one of them, Zach Houghton, 73 overall. He does have hidden dev. So yeah, slow, but hidden dev is definitely a win, right? That's obviously really, really nice. Ratings, star dev. I'm just glad, hopefully the other guy's not higher than star either, but glad that he's not a superstar. And I think this is the other guy, right? Elijah Martin. Sounds familiar. His dev also hidden development trade. Looks slow just like the other guy, so that makes sense. Both of them fell, so maybe some hope next season if we need an edge rusher that we can get one. And we make a trade. Jaron Reed and a 5th round pick for, their long snapper of the Bills and a 3rd round pick. They just couldn't afford him. All right, here is, what the hell? He's got his freaking, got the eye tape on. What the hell's going on here? But, yeah, this is what the squad's looking like for year 2. I don't love the tight end. And then wide receiver 2, we'll see what happens with Castro. But, of course, a lot of potential there. Brand new left tackle, Winslow, 79 overall. Trying to fix this offensive lineup, obviously. Defensively, we get a brand new linebacker in Ivan Pace. And then I'm going to start Derek Hall at right end. I think he's 2 years younger. Mafia was good, not great. Kind of a regression from real life. Got to give someone new a chance. More potential. Might try to make a big splash for an edge rusher next season if one of these guys doesn't develop. So we'll see what happens there. But DB's looking good. I worry about Julian Love, though. How old is he now? 28, probably. Please don't be older than 28. I don't ask for much. Thank you. All right, significant preseason, because we're actually testing, is Sam Darnold or Jalen Milroe the starting quarterback going forward? Of course, looking at the numbers here, first game, Sam Darnold, 3 for 3, 30 yards and a touchdown. Pretty good. Jalen Milroe, the completion percentage is only 62%, but this is a more full performance here. 130 yards, 17 for 27. The stats are just all over the place this EA, so this Madden, so you can't really look too much down on those yards. Then the second game, 14 for 15, 150 yards with a touchdown. Darnold threw a pick on 4 for 14. Right now, Milroe is way out in the lead. 7 out of 10, 3 out of 10 for Darnold, in my opinion. Then we look at the numbers here, and Milroe and Darnold both kind of struggle, but Milroe is better. Jalen Milroe is the starter. By the way, for our scouting, we kept all the scouts because we still kind of need the same positions. Assuming the wide receiver doesn't develop, we might need another one. But offensive lineman, those kind of things. Our central scout, our tier 2, by the way, not really being used to their strengths, but there's not really anywhere else we can use those strengths. Maybe looking at tackle for Jesse Dunn as well nationally. But yeah, I mean, it's really edge and O-line that we still just kind of need. D-line and O-line. While, of course, still kind of looking at quarterback. We'll see what happens with Milroe. And then for our national focus, I'm debating, do we do offensive tackle? I mean, I think you got to. You don't want to lose that 15% efficiency. Should have probably focused on edge. Should have changed out the tier 3. All right, turning the season around a little bit. A lot of money. Charles Cross is actually a little bit cheaper as a guard. Probably will keep him there or move him to right tackle. 5-year 78 sounds good. And then obviously we have those wide, the two guys you could have 5th-yeared, which of course you can see here. Very good decision not to do that. 6-year 114 for JSN. That is under 20 million per. Wait, is it? Yeah, it is. It is. And then Witherspoon, a little bit closer to that 20 million per number. We will put it right on the nose. 5-year 100. Super, super easy guys to re-sign. And then Derek Hall, he is developing. He's an 82 overall right now. He actually has a chance to develop. Let's take a look at how he's played, though. Oh! Have we had a star? Do we have a star emerging? I mean, the way he's playing, you got to risk it. This could be one of those, final year of their contract, bad decisions because they play good once and that's it. But I got to do it, dude. And then for now, Charbonnet on a 2-year I can live with. What else do we have? So we have $71 million left. Leonard Williams, I mean, he's not going to retire, I hope, for at least another year, so keep him for now. And I think you probably look to lose everyone else. Trent Brown probably retires, and if he doesn't, I would like to just move our left guard back over to right tackle, get him back at that tackle position. Do have Byron Murphy coming up, so right now things look good, but, that $49 million can disappear easily. However, we do have Sam Darnold still on contract, so if that actually gets fixed up, maybe we'll be in the green if we have to pay Milroe or whatever happens at QB. Wait, I didn't look. It was on the bottom right. I think we might have, call me crazy, we might have just gotten Devon Witherspoon to X Factor. We did. It's so small on the bottom right that maybe there was actually a different dev up we got, because I could have sworn I saw something a different time, but I'm used to it showing like a big screen. No, I mean, Witherspoon's an X Factor. I didn't get to see it, unfortunately, but hey, fair enough. We'll take it. And give them some credit. We've turned it around. Unbelievable. We end up going 12-5. The Niners, of course, at 8-9 make the playoffs, but we go 12-5, the 3 seed in the NFC after just 2 seasons now. Absolutely impressive. That's the wrong thing. Absolutely impressive. Definitely a lot better of a start than that Bears freaking rebuild, I'll tell you that much. Not bad at all. Let's take a look at our numbers. Jalen Milroe. Oh my God. Now take it. I will be transparent. I did change the Falcons playbook. I was told playbooks don't make that much of a difference anymore. It's not as weighted. I don't know. I'm just saying the numbers have been very bad this year as well. So I'm down to just do that. I don't care. The numbers have been really lackluster. So if the Falcons offensive playbook is good, but not elite, so be it. Derek Hall, 12.5 sacks. Unbelievable. Byron Murphy, 10 sacks. DeMarcus Lawrence, 9. 6.5 for Leonard Williams. Definitely his down year. Might be the signs of the times that he's being done for us. Picks were okay. Kicking was great. Punting was solid. I've expected more from Dixon, though. He's usually amazing in sim, which that's good, not great. Yearly awards. Penix wins MVP. Jalen Milroe at number 4. What is happening? Castro wins Rookie of the Year. Massive. Could go to Superstar. Milroe number 2 for QB. That's a dev up, I imagine. And just like that, I really should have won it because it would have been guaranteed. We are one of the better teams in the league. Overall 87. Let's go against these Niners in the playoffs. And it's just like real life for me. Raining hard here in Seattle. They're celebrating like there's no weather at all, by the way. But a rainy game, I mean, this should give us a slight advantage, you would assume. Going to be receiving the ball first. Let's see if this team can maybe surprise some guys in year 2 here of this rebuild. Jalen Milroe in year 2, but year 1 of him being a starter. This would be pretty impressive as we start the game off 14-0. Still 14-0. Still 14-0. Start of the 4th quarter. It's anyone's game right now. The Niners are getting denied. Offense does enough, and we're going to win the game 21-10. Again, the Niners were 8-9 there, but they are still a very solid roster, and Brock Purdy's got to be like a 90 overall by now. Jalen Milroe, both these quarterbacks did throw a pick, but Milroe was arguably better, had less yards, but more efficient, better completion percentage. Kenneth Walker was solid. Receivers, Jimmy Castro, dude. This rookie, he is looking good. Derek Hall with 3 sacks. A sack for Phillips, a sack for Warner. Interception, 1 for Jordan Fuller, 1 for Tariq Woolen. And yes, with that, we will win. All right, divisional round. Could we get a year 2? The year 2 in Rebuild 2 would be pretty damn poetic. All right, the Falcons, we seem to think that scheme is busted. So if that is the case, let's take a look at what they did. Oh, did they have a... No, they didn't have a bye week. 30-13 over the Cowboys is not breaking that case, I'll tell you. This could be a tough one, but we have a better team. We're hoping for the best. Winner is in the championship round. They got a lot of playmakers. Going to the end of the game, 7-0. I really hope my recording doesn't freaking get ended by this storm, dude. It is like one of the worst storms we've had all year already. 14 all. Huge drive. We get a field goal. Second half, Falcons score a field goal themselves. We're driving down. We get the touchdown. Defense still can't make that stop, though. Offense driving down nicely. In position. They get the touchdown. One stop is all it takes. Third and 8, can't get the stop. 3rd and 12. 4th and 12 with a penalty, it seems, as well. They're going to have to punt it. Stay out on the field and win the game. That's the rules. And on 3rd and 7, they convert. I don't know the situation. The Falcons still have time, apparently. And on 4th and 9, I got to come into this game, assuming the clock is still not running. Play a little Hail Mary game, and nope, it is. I don't know why that always happens. It looked like the clock has stopped, and it's not. But we're going to win the game 31-24. Headed on to the championship round here in season number 2. Michael Penix, 2 touchdowns, 0 picks. Milroe, 1 touchdown, 0 picks. Very equal performance. So once again, kind of telling you, maybe these playbooks are, very much so determining these stats, because that's, almost 1-to-1, right? Like, that is very close. D-line, that is really where this game was won in the trenches. We did better than them. They also missed a field goal. Also, I am on an offline because I didn't want to have to deal with all of the loading time. So if you guys think, crazy things are happening, I completely forgot to save, actually. So we're going to do that real quick, just in case. That autosave usually is pretty locked in, but sometimes it messes up, to be fair. But championship round, let's take a look at what we're looking like. Get off my screen. The Vikings, okay, that's manageable. I don't know if you heard that thunder. It's roaring. The Vikings they beat the Packers by 8. Who can't beat the Packers in the playoffs? Fellow Packers fans, I am one as well, so we get to make fun of them. They beat the Eagles by 3, and then hopefully they lose to us. Steelers and Bills on the other side. I suppose you're hoping it's Steelers, but who the hell knows? Here it is, Vikings, Seahawks. They have a little bit of a history. Blair Walsh, how you doing? And here we are, the championship round. The Seattle Seahawks team, no stranger to this round, by the way. But again, as a Packers fan, can relate. to the lackluster finishes, whether it be winning the championship round and missing, losing the Super Bowl, or just straight up losing in the championship round. Had a fair share of those woes. As here we go against the Minnesota Vikings, a team that is also, not also, but just hasn't won a Super Bowl before. Will they be able to beat us and win one? Let's find out, as so far so good. Halftime, we are up by 7. Huge drive here, 21-7, 28-7, 35-7, and we're going to completely blow them out, 42-7. The Seahawks are headed back to the Super Bowl. Wow. The weird thing about this rebuild, though, is because it gets the clicks, probably going to mention the Legion of Boom. Not really much of a rebuild for the Legion Boom, because this DB room is actually very good on its own. Milrow, 45 yards, 2 touchdowns on the ground. We love that for him. Kenneth Walker was great as well. But yeah, I apologize when Legion of Boom is mentioned in the title, despite us not rebuilding a damn thing, because it's already really good. Right? Of course, you're not getting the linebacker of Bobby Wagner with this team, but the DBs are, I almost said something crazy. I almost said arguably better. They aren't. But yeah, that's it. There's no but to it. I was going to make an argument. There's no argument to be made. They just weren't. That Legion of Boom defensive backfield was literally better. There's nothing to argue there. But here we are against the Bills. I don't love that. I do not love that. Let's take a look at how the Bills have done for themselves. Get off my screen. Oops, almost sold. Let's take a look at the Bills. Did they have a bye week or not? They beat Steelers, of course, by 8. They beat the Bengals by 8. And they beat the Raiders by 4. Not the easiest teams, but I've also seen harder. They didn't have to take on the Chiefs. So say what you will. We need to look at our team now to see what dev-ups we have. Milrow has to at least be star. There he goes. 85 over. Okay, so here's the thing. I think I might... Let me know what you guys think. But because the slider, we have 120% sliders for QB, because I wanted to give him a chance for year 2. We might have to ignore all of this new stuff with the coaches. I already thought it was kind of arcadey anyways, and well, yes, it helps differentiate a good coach between like a great coach between a bad coach. It is also just a little too OP. Like, the players are developing even quicker than last year. I might have to just put it on auto and just keep the XP sliders on base, because you're giving me too much power. I don't need extra help in the draft. I don't need extra help developing players. We might end up going auto. I'll be on. Maybe year 1 we'll do it just to get a running start, but I don't know. Let me know what you guys think. We might have to just ignore all that stuff, because, I mean, the team is so good. Like, the team has already developed so well in year 2, despite not really being that close, right? Like, Milrow had a very good year. Probably does deserve this 85 overall, but considering the 73 overall normally started at, it is excessive. It is admittedly excessive. No dev-ups on defense besides Derek Hall, who's an 84 overall. Thought because of the superstar season he had, he would have went up a little bit higher, actually, but that's fine. It's a great year for him. Finally, we had an edge rusher emerge. Fantastic. Here it is, the Super Bowl. I mean, rebuilds seem a little bit harder this year, so, I mean, harder to win. Building teams aren't that hard, but harder to win definitely seems. The stats are all over the place. This would be maybe one of our only year 2 or earlier rebuild wins, in my opinion, so this could be massive. All right, the Super Bowl, the Buffalonious Bills. Josh Allen, the heart and soul of that Bills team. Jalen Milrow, a modern-day Russell Wilson. Of course, putting up a little bit better numbers than him, but very similar in style. Little bit of scramblage, pretty damn good throwing accuracy, and just enough throw power to get the job done. And, of course, he has his Seattle Seahawks, who are getting a lot of production out of their running back and wide receivers. Even the tight end now, Arroyo, might have just enough tools to win this thing. Could you imagine? Buffalo, first drive, nothing. Our first drive, touchdown. Second drive, nothing. Second drive, touchdown. They do get a touchdown third drive, and just like that, they have tied the game up 14-all. Huge drive for us before half. Up by 7, up by 14. We might not even have to come into the game. Okay, there is 3 minutes left. The Bills are not done yet. 3rd and 3. I'm coming in. I'm coming in, damn it. What's the situation we're looking at? We are looking at 2 timeouts for the Bills, so they get the stop here, and they absolutely have a chance. If everyone just blocks everyone in front of them, we should be good. Kenneth Walker, why are you diving? Just slide. We have won a Super Bowl. Sort of. There's like 15, 20 seconds left. If they get the stop, I don't know how they're going to play this. I would personally kneel it, but I'm going to see what the Seahawks do. Have we done it? And we've done it! Year 2 Super Bowl! Now, there's a significant difference between our first and second rebuild, and it's not the team talent. The Bears in-game, I would argue, are a better team. They have 3 really good wide receivers that you can develop. They have 2 really good tight ends you can develop. They have an equal-ish, probably slightly better offensive line. They have an X-factor quarterback. It's not even close at QB. Will say, though, Kenneth Walker does add a ton to this team. So there is a massive nod at running back. Defensively, cornerbacks, definitely better Seahawks, but you still get a good one with the Bears, and then Kyler Gordon's not terrible. And then, of course, linebackers a little bit better. The defense is definitely a little bit better for Seattle, but the offense is definitely better for Chicago. I would say the Bears are a little easier to develop, yet we struggled for the first 3 years because we weren't really using the coach stuff. I don't know. Let me know what you guys think. Jalen Milroe, the Seahawks, I talked right through that celebration. I apologize, Seahawks fans, but if you've seen the celebration last year, you've seen it, this year, realistically. Jalen Milroe outperforming Josh Allen. I did not expect this. Look at that face. That is the face of a man that is about to be richer than he would have ever imagined. Kenneth Walker was great again. Castro, 63 yards and a touchdown. JSN was good. Arroyo was amazing with 2 touchdowns. A lot of guys with 5 catches on our team. And we were cooking them. 3 guys with 5, 6 for him. Damn, what a freaking game. Winslow gave up 3 sacks, though. Greg Rousseau, you can't stop him. You can only try to contain him, but you can't stop him. Julian Love with a pick and clean kicking from us. Well, both sides, really. And we will show you the standings. As you can see here, 1 game across. Again, it was offline, so you can make all the wildest accusations you can. To be fair, you can't for wildcard division. I showed you guys would even have a save. We had autosave, so if you try to, cheat out an autosave, it's cooked. Look at the coach approval, by the way. The fans are a bunch of punks, all right? 12th man? Really? You think that's clever? It's actually very clever. Damn it. I can't even make fun of them for it. Coach staff, 86%. I get it. Some of our other coaches aren't great, but that's some pretty damn good approval, if you ask me. But yeah, let's go into the offseason. They want us to go straight to the draft. I don't think so, buddy. I don't think so, bozo. Let's take a look at the retirements. Could we see DeMarcus Lawrence? Hopefully not. And we see... Oh, what the hell? Wait. Year 3, he's retired. Wait, that's so random. The other guys, they're a little older, to be fair. Okay, I respect it, because, if, you're not getting many snaps and nobody wants you, you're low overall. It happens a lot. Interesting. Wonder how much that happens across the league. Don't know if I see anyone else. Of course, it happens to be our guy. Of course, our guy. Dallas Goedert, that's early, I'm pretty sure. Eric Gray, okay. Yeah, a couple of running backs specifically. That is a position that does have a really short shelf life. Tyler Beatty. Is it actually Batty? Is it Beatty? Dude, I used to know how to say all of these names, and I'm just getting old now. I'm an old man. What can I tell you? Wait, why is his job security bad? He's a 27 level. Huh? Our trainer has no job security or all the job security. Also, why does everyone's face just look so rounded? Wait. Hold on a minute. These guys are the same. Dude, this is one of those guys working 3 jobs in IT without any other company knowing. This guy's cooking. It's the same guy. Slight tan, different hair. Damn. He kind of looks like Middle Eastern Aaron Rodgers as well. Speaking of Aaron Rodgers, there he goes. Retiring. So goes Stafford, Chris Jones, Khalil Mack. Let's head on to re-signings, though, which, we've taken care of all of them anyways, so not really a whole lot to do there. Negotiations, 1 year. That might be cheaper in the end, but I'm not going to do it. Mafe, I think you just replace Lawrence rather than keep Mafe to do it. And then Trent Brown is still here. I would like to keep the team going. What's our money? We might be able to do better, to be fair, but for 1 year, why not? Right? Why not? Jalen Milroe is going to be a problem. Of course, we're going to do 2 more seasons. We usually do 5, but if we do win, within that earlier mark, we will do just 2 more after. So we always try to do 2 more after, unless it's like year 4 or 5. Which again, like 95% of you guys have watched the channel before. Not probably a whole lot of new people. What is this? You got combine stuff. I probably should look at those, but I usually just let the talent speak for itself. Signings, $57 million. Kyle Hamilton, Marlon Humphrey, Zay Flowers. Realistically, we don't need much. I mean, Karlaftis, I wonder if he's even playing well. Wait, oh, yeah, you have to press Y. But Karlaftis usually just doesn't do well in Sim. I'm very curious to see. Of course, of all the years, this one's a little bit more shakier than ever. 10 and then 8.5. That's not bad. I want to see if I can get rid of DeMarcus Lawrence, because how much is Karlaftis wanting? A 2-year 40? I could do that. Very high overall. That would set us up for the rest of this rebuild. And edge rusher is not a position I like to draft. And yeah, I mean, DeMarcus Lawrence really isn't that costly to let go. We could probably get good value for him in a trade, or just keep him as a very high value edge backup. Not a great year from him. Definitely serviceable to start if, let's say, we try for Karlaftis and fail. It worries me a little bit financially, but I think I give a chance to Karlaftis. We don't usually even go for him in Madden rebuilds. It's just we usually notice he sucks. Can we actually lowball this? I'd be willing to lowball it. 2-year 36. I mean, that still gives us the highest chance, right? So we'll do that. Elton Jenkins we don't need. And then, realistically, is there anything else we need? I don't think so. Like, you could use a better linebacker, but you're just not going to find that in free agency. Like, Trenton's just as good as anyone on our team right now. Yeah, that's about it. Let's see if we get Karlaftis, which we do. 2-year 36. We saved a little bit of money. We saved 1.5 per. When you're as cheap as us, yep, that works. All right, we're in the draft with pick 32. I don't know why I said 20 anything. Edge used to be a concern. Now, though, definitely not. So we've just ignored the edge position completely. We've got a couple of the DTs, which this Zach Crowley guy looks pretty good. I'm not even sure what our main concern is at this point. Probably safety. So I'm just going to move on to 32. Seems like another year of Madden where safeties go a little bit later than they're projected anyways. Who is this guy? I can't see. Darian Conway. This guy's slow as hell, but he actually looks really good. I'm definitely curious to see how good he is. I've seen a lot of very good players that maybe aren't the fastest, but they are still good overalls, which I do like that. I like the fact that there's different players. Oh my God, Diego, what is his name? Coda. I mean, there's a world where JSN moves back to the slot. I don't think that world is in this rebuild because we've already won a Super Bowl, but maybe. Left edge, got a couple of edge rushers still here looking decent. Richardson, not so much. I mean, what's our safety situation? So we wouldn't be able to get the DT then. And I would maybe like to get one lineman. You know what? I'm actually going to take Aiden Scholes. He's 5'9". Those guys usually have hidden dev. 20 true talent. Hidden dev, 92 speed, 92 excel. What a pick. That edge rusher intrigued me, but nah, we don't need him. We do not need him. Let's take a look in the second round. I'm trying to see. I literally just can't. With this pick. Oh, wow. Both DTs went. Yo, nothing's safe anymore. 3 to 4 even is up for grabs, apparently. I mean, I guess with this pick we take... I mean, I don't even like the linemen. They're all kind of gone. Are we really reaching this hard for some linemen? I might have to. Damn, this draft, I don't know if it just wasn't deep, but they are pretty much all gone. Didn't get to scout the finesse for Gonzalez. I would assume a finesse, but I wouldn't be able to tell you. And then the linebackers, they're all gone too. Oh, wow. I mean, you could make an argument as well for our current safety to move to linebackers, so we'll keep the door open with another safety. Who would have thought? 56 true, that's bad. That's good. Hidden dev. Never mind. I lied. All right. Fair enough. We're going to go to 31 in the third, where that DT's probably going to be gone. Got 2 third-round picks. The Bills literally were right up next to us, obviously. And the DT's gone. Fantastic. Why do I ever expect to enjoy things? We're going to take Eric Flores. He looks pretty damn good. B pass block, B run block. Oh. Is hidden, though, but 80 true talent. We're sliding a bit on the true talent. I can't lie. Who is that? 3 to 4 edge. Blades. I mean, this guy doesn't look terrible, but the fact that he's still here while every other DT ever known to man has been taken. Yeah, I don't like the odds of him being good, believe it or not. Then with this pick, I might go for another lineman. What about the wide? I put wide receiver on the board. They're not the fastest. I don't necessarily need one. I will say Rollins looks pretty good, 4.37. He looks like one of those agility style guys. I'll take Mike Rollins. Why not? What's the dev? Overall is 53. That's pretty good. Dev of normal. I mean, it's not bad. It's a good slot receiver. See what we want to do here at 32. Maybe get ourselves a lineman, and then in 7th round, probably take a kicker, to be honest. Isn't any linemen left? We have 3 of them. We'll see who's the best and take them. And as you can see here, if you can, it's actually insanely hard to see, but there's a couple A's in there. We have 2 guys, and of course, when there's a guy with pure pass blocking, I will always take the odds on them. Easton Hoffman, 59 true, which is good. Hidden dev, which is great. And then, of course, at 32, if there's a kicker, we'll take him, or a punter, or whatever. Need the kicker more, because Myers is he's an old man. And they're all really bad, but I guess this guy's an A accuracy, decent kick power. Decent got to be like 89. I'll just grab him. I don't really care. Also, I wonder if the game's going to freeze. A lot of the times in the past, the game would freeze. And it didn't this time. All right, maybe that's fixed. I don't know. Whoa! 79! Hold on. Okay, so it's not as easy as before. Like, yeah, 89 kick power sucks, and I wouldn't want him personally. But in a rebuild, 79 overall, that might get you some wins. All right. Yeah, I mean, you got to look at more this year than ever. This year, there is talent all around us. Even if they're slow, they might be good. Even if they're weak, they might be good. That's about it. Wow, that guy's head is massive. Literally a boulder. Star Dev. Bears rebuild we did recently enough. We just could not stop taking X Factor line safeties. And this one so far, not the same, obviously. Pat Harris, see what we're looking like. Come on, give me higher than star. I don't ask for much, man. All right. I asked for too much, apparently. Then the rest, I don't really care too much about the old linemen. I'm glad we got them, but as of right now, I don't even know if we have a starting spot for them, so they're just kind of future-proof pieces in case we can't afford some things. But yeah, Mike Rollins, actually a pretty damn good player, 74 overall, has that low-release build like we kind of expected him to. And then for the draft, was there anyone we wanted to see? Oh, damn. Overall, number 1. There was that edge again. We talked about how, like, you know, we got some edge that are slipping into the second round, even though they're round oneers. And, you know, even though this guy wasn't hidden, he's great. You know, fast enough, of course. Very high finesse. A very, very good player. 79 overall running back, Ben Martinez. The rookies, man, these classes are insane, though. There's so many good players. But yeah, another decent draft. We have absolutely killed it at safety for both of the rebuilds we've done so far. And normally, I'm pretty bad at drafting safeties. So I don't know if they just have more hiddens this year than before, but we're definitely doing something right. And before we start Season 3, we make a trade. Sam Darnold, we save a lot of money for trading over to the Saints, who need QB, for Danny Stutzman and a 4th-round pick. And here is the roster for Season 3. I am really shocked by how good Milroe played last year, and the overall that he's now at. 86 overall. Deep accuracy is still a concern, so we'll definitely have to focus that up. But, yeah, he has absolutely killed it so far. Of course, Castro was an amazing rookie for us last season, and offensive line looks good. I mean, defensively, issues would be, you know, will Karlaftis play well? Will Hall continue to play well? And then can we keep developing these linebackers that are definitely getting on the older side? The team looks great, though, and, you know, what kind of money concerns will we have? I'm not sure, if any, because, again, Milroe is still very young, and we're only doing this season and next. All right, $146 million. Not bad. Byron Murphy's like $20 million per. He's a very good player. Hasn't put up the greatest seasons. We'll have to bump him slightly, but good enough to keep around. Now, Ernest Jones, on the other hand, that's a bit costly. I could do a 1 year for Julian Love, especially since we're only doing one more season. Want to keep the team intact for one more run, perhaps. 1 year, 17. Not going to do it. Definitely cheap to do a tag, though, I'd say. Tyrese Knight, we've already got the replacement set up. Leonard Williams, we'll see. I don't want to pay him just yet because he might straight up retire. And then same with Trent Brown. He might retire. Or Trent's case, might be able to do better. But yeah, we have a lot of money and not a whole lot to re-sign. So we've done well for ourselves. Ernest Jones even, I'll do a 2 year, 34. Boom. 17 mil per year is a lot, but he's a decent player. We had an unbelievable turnaround on the season, but was it enough? Let's find out. It was, even with a loss at the end, a 9-8 season. we're just unlike the real life Seattle Seahawks, where we're actually getting lucky with 9-8. We make the playoffs. We did make a really good turnaround. Look, 4,500 yards, 46 touchdowns with Milroe, and we're 9-8. I don't understand Sim this year at all. I really don't. But look at the start of the season we had. I didn't change anything. I was like, well, we won a Super Bowl exactly how we are last year. Why would I change anything? I'm just going to keep it how it is, and barely making the playoffs. Jalen Milroe, 46 touchdowns, 11 picks, 4,500 yards. Another 8 rushing on the ground. Could be your MVP of the league. I don't get it. Mike Rollins in the slot, 20 touchdowns, 1,400 yards. Castro and JSN were pretty good considering how much Rollins stole from the rest of them. And then Arroyo, not bad either, just low in touchdowns. Winslow, 20 sacks allowed for an 83 overall tackle, who might even be higher by now. Edge rush, 10.5 for Williams, 10 for Derek Hall, 9.5 for Murphy. And then, as per usual, George Kalafta with 7. His face is literally my face right now. It's like, bro, we just paid you. This is the best you can do. Come on. Stutzman was great. Love was great. Myers, 15 for 18 is good enough. Punting, good enough. We make the playoffs. Hey, we made the playoffs, even that's not pretty. That's all that matters. We just barely made the playoffs at 9-8 with the league MVP. I can't believe Jalen Milroe. The guy has been unbelievable for us. We get Offensive Player of the Year. Not even Rookie of the Year, just straight up Player of the Year, by the way. Offensive Rookie of the Year, obviously. Defensive Rookie of the Year, Scholes. We had him in the backup safety spot and the slot. That head, dude. I can't. Best QB as well. I mean, you never know. Rollins, best wide receiver. He won everything. Could see a couple of double upgrades as Rollins killed it with, 3 award wins? Jalen Milroe with 2 himself? Win or lose, we had ourselves another great season, and, of course, we don't have a legitimate long snapper. Can't they just convert the center that I was using this whole time as our long snapper? This guy? Come on, man. They're basically the same thing, sorta, kinda. It's really not. There's actually a lot to it, but, just for this argument's sake, just allow it. By the way, I know that the Panthers are here in the playoffs, but they're an 83 overall at year 3. With boosted sliders, mind you, 120%. That doesn't instill a whole lot of confidence for our Panthers franchise, I'll be real with you. Let's go to the end of the game, though, where hopefully we at least win a game. We just won the Super Bowl. We're going against a little bit of a lower overall team. 17-0 is a good start. 17-7, huge drive for a touchdown. But Carolina gets one right before half, too. Massive scoring game before halftime. That field goal might be enough, though. And with the defense playing the way it is, it absolutely is. 21-41, the Panthers lose. Yeah, I did it out of order. What do you want from me? Of course, to the divisional round. Very good performance there from the team. Bryce Young, 2 touchdowns, 1 pick. Jalen Milroe, 1 touchdown, 0 picks. Kenneth Walker with 4 rushing. What a game from him. What was his yards per carry? 3.45 with 4 touchdowns. It's crazy work. Rollins was solid. Pass rush, 2 sacks for Hall, 1 for Stutz. Half for a couple other guys. Pick for Woolen. Good game. And here we are on to the divisional round. Who do we got? We have the Rams. Not the toughest opponent. Let's see. I mean, a season ago, they were 1-9 when we had to face them one time, so they definitely turned it around a little bit. But let's see who we can win and go to the championship round. All right, let's see it. Can we go back-to-back? Can we do it? Wow, a lot of back-to-back nothingness. That is the lowest scoring first half I've ever seen in Madden, I think. I don't think I've ever seen a sim go lower than 0-0. It's 3-0. Lower than 0-0. Lower than 3-0. Oh, what's the situation? 3rd and 4. Well, we gotta have it. I knew it said Thomas. I could read pretty well. Need Harris over there. Yeah, need Harris over there. And he's gonna throw it over the middle. Devontae catches it. We lose. Wow. You bring a blitz and you allow a deep in to finish its progress. That's just... Oh, it's Puka Nacua, actually. That's tough. That is tough to swallow. Just nobody there. No back-to-back for us, but a chance still at the 2 of 3, which I would consider a dynasty. Offense just couldn't cut it. Defense was very good. Holding the Rams to only 20 points with this bad of an offensive performance is pretty damn good. We finished the season 9-9. Yikes. Actually, technically it was 10-9, right? I don't know why it didn't register our win, but here we go. Looking at the numbers, Jalen Milroe outplayed Thomas. Just didn't have the supporting cast around him, I guess. Walker, another lackluster sub 4.0 yards per carry. Just not good. Just not good at all. Karlaftis, 2 sacks, 1.5 for Byron Young. 1 for Jared Verse, 1 for Cashman, 1 for Williams, 1 for Hall. Interception for Nick E-Man Warrior. Missed kick from both sides. Their guy was blocked, though. Ours he missed. That sucks. Eagles-Chiefs rematch for the Super Bowl. So we lost to a Rams team that couldn't even go to the Super Bowl. That's fantastic for our morale. And the Chiefs smoke that team. So it's like there's 10 different layers of teams that were better than us if you go down the rabbit hole. Can't believe Jalen Milroe, though. 93 overall superstar. I mean, the craziest part is last year, we would have started the rebuilds with like 150 sliders, and usually we get away with it. You know, by the time year 4 or 5 hits, a guy like Milroe, the way he's played, would maybe hit 92, 93. This year, with 120% sliders on, we got Milroe, who didn't even play his rookie year, at 93 overall superstar in year 2. Of course, deep accuracy, I have still not gotten upgrades for. Every time I did strong arm, it just wasn't upgrading that slot. I put auto upgrade in on afterwards because there was just too much min-maxing. I can't do it. It's just too much for me. Rollins, rookie year, 89 overall. The dev XP you get now is insanely higher than even last year. And last year was probably too much as is. But we'll take it. Superstar dev from normal. Definitely a good draft pick now, as we now have 3 90-ish wide receivers. I can't believe Rollins is already better than Castro. And Castro had a great year himself as a rookie, and Castro is 2 years in the league now. Unbelievable. While you look at Arroyo, and he went up 1 whole overall, so definitely something weird going on there. Looking at the defense, Julian Love. Superstar dev, that's actually huge if you were to try to keep him more than like another year or 2, so we'll see what happens there. We're going to definitely try to tag him, if not re-sign him longer term. Kind of expected to have to replace 1 or 2 safeties here with, maybe E-Man Warrior moving a linebacker, but no. We're fine. And you could probably get away with Leonard Williams as a starter yet again. Either way, negotiations. Oh, yeah, we never even got the contract for Byron, which he didn't even ask for more money for some reason. I want to be pretty chill with this. I want to make sure we get him. There you go. A little overpaid compared to what we might have been able to get him for, but that's fine. Zabel 5th year, probably get him for that price anyways. And then this 3-year, I'll continue to try and offer the 1 just in case the 5th doesn't work, or the tag doesn't work, but I think the tag should be fine. Ooh, wow, it is actually costly. It's fine, though. $22 million. Leonard Williams, 1 year, 20. I mean, I want to keep the squad intact, even though we did just lose the Super Bowl. Oh, well, we didn't even get to the Super Bowl. We lost before then. Everyone else, though, will be headed to free agency. Looks like Myers also retired. We have $91 million, though, and, I suppose if we want somebody, we can get them. Outside of Jahmyr Gibbs, though, maybe a corner, which we don't even need. Not really worth it. Damn, Campbell's worth a lot of money, too. Some of these contracts, though, you do see that Terrion Arnold, this is not a contract you would have to pay this much for in last Madden, which is good, because, Terrion Arnold, the way he's built here, should be worth more than he was. He was like 9 or 10 million per. Here he's 17, which, again, that's his market value, especially in the open market. 87 overall superstar, 26 years old, many years left for him. But yeah, considering we got pretty much everyone back, there is basically no point in spending any money in free agency here. We just don't need any of these guys. And Trent Brown also did retire. I'm half tempted to just trade our entire draft for the right tackle. This rebuild's already long enough as is, and we've done the whole realistic thing. We got ourselves a Super Bowl win. We don't need anything. Like, if I draft anything, the odds of them becoming a starter in year 1 is so low. We might as well just pull a whole Rams and try to just give ourselves a chance to win a Super Bowl. Let's do it. Screw it. Save some time for you guys and allows us to go for a blockbuster trade. Why not? And there's the blockbuster trade. A 1st, 2nd, and 3rd this year with a 2nd next and Flores for Joe Alt. He does need a contract too, so they're really making out in this one tremendously because he's going to need a contract next season. But again, final season, we're going way off the rails with the realism, if you will. The Seahawks need an offensive lineman. How's that for an offensive lineman? I don't care. It's the final season. Just accept it. They took the trade. If a team in real life decided to go bonkers and make the trade, why wouldn't they? We also did get a couple of decent backups here in the draft anyways. You got a quarterback that's, what, a 70 overall? He's a hidden dev. What the hell? Tell me why the AI's drafting better than us. I just want to know. Dev of Star Dev, all right? I mean, that is a pretty damn good draft pick, actually. Then we get a defensive tackle, 67 overall. Could be another hidden. You never know. Is not, but yeah, got yourself a little nose tacklage. And then we had two other guys, one of them being a linebacker, which we do actually need, so appreciate the pick. Thank you very much. Normal development trait. Pretty fast for a big guy. 6'3", almost 240. It's pretty good. And then, of course, corner. Not that pick either. 71 overall, 91 speed, 95 excel. With normal development trait. 23 years old. Very good slot corner. Not actually a bad offseason while gaining a monster right tackle. And here is the team for the final season. 90 overall. Offensive line looks great with Joe Alt. He looks so mad that he got traded over. The tight end Arroyo didn't really develop exactly like I was hoping, but at the end of the day, the team looks pretty good. Defense, I would have loved the edge to be a little bit better, but it looks good to me. 90 overall. I'm curious to see where, this is the first of not many unsalty overall checks. Usually when we go into this, it's because we're struggling. And we're like, okay, how much worse are we than everyone else? And it's like, oh, everyone's the same or lower. Who would have thought? This time, no, I'm just want to see where we're at, which you can see the Chiefs are 90 overall as well, but we're 90 as well, so I mean, yeah, there you go. We have a shot at the Super Bowl. If overalls mean anything, which they don't, who knows? All right, here's the crazy contract. Oh my lord. 59 million per, he's worth it, but it's like all of my money. We were doing so well. 104, oh, we still have a lot of money though. Hold on, we're cooking. We just paid a lot for Joe Alt, so obviously, even though it is 30 per year, you have no choice but to pay it. You have no choice. Karlaftis, we'll see. But what are we looking at anyway? 77 million, E-Man Worry. We do have, we'll actually come back to this, believe it or not, because we do have some safeties kind of waiting to play anyways. I think Linderbaum is probably going to be a cap casualty, whereas Zabel, I think, is worth it. Arroyo, I think you definitely let go. He just hasn't progressed. That's probably a good cap casualty for us. 61 million left. Stutzman, oh wow, that is pure theft. Now take it, his ceiling is pretty much reached already at 25, but that's not bad. We'll take it. We'll definitely run with it. And I don't know who else we have to pay soon. Probably some wide receivers, right? Scotty Winslow. Wow, we're actually doing really well. Scotty Winslow and Castro, but for right now with 58 million, especially having to pay the quarterback that much, I thought we would have been in a little bit of a bigger hole than this. And of course, Karlaftis, I mean, for that price, I mean, I have no choice, right? Might lose, I think you're going to lose the tackle, but you should be able to get the wide receiver back. So we'll do these contracts, 3-year deal, trying to keep the years low. I think we did a great job. Sure, we're losing the center and the safety and the tight end, but the team is still going to be more than capable, even with those losses. Even Leonard Williams, who, I mean, to be fair, he'll probably retire. I don't know how Sim works this year. I really don't. Are we even in the playoffs? We are. With a last-second win, 10-7. We were the 6th seed. If it's not playbooks, and it's talent, it's overall, then why are we still bad? One way or another, something's not adding up, all right? That's all I can say. Something's not adding up. Really bad start, a little iffy finish. Still make the playoffs. Thank the Lord, we're here. Number 2 for wide receiver. Number 1 for, was it number 2 as well for QB? Either way, top 3 for both. Yet, barely making the playoffs, as tied for the highest overall in the league. I will say for a fact, putting your wide receiver at wide receiver 1/2 and slot definitely still puts them at the focal point. So that still is sort of unfixed. Not even unfixed. It's physically not fixed because the game's basically arguing that the guy's playing 2 positions, right? As here goes Karlaftis playing like garbage again. We had 2 guys with interceptions. They combined for 9. I don't know what's going on anymore. I don't. But you know what? We got a year 2 Super Bowl win. I'm going to run with it. And then there goes Michael Penix winning another MVP. In the realm of Madden, Michael Penix is apparently going to be one of the greatest ever. In real life, I mean, we'll see. Who did we win an award with? Best DB. Not surprising, actually. He had a 6-pick performance this season. All right, the Rams, only ones right now standing in our way of continuing, and there goes the long snapper thing again. There is literally 0 actual listed long snappers and 0 actual listed Sam linebackers, but sure, why not? Alberto is going to be a long snapper. He's 30 now anyway, so why not? I personally think they could have left out the long snapper position, but hey, we wanted it all, they gave it all. And here we are hopping to the end of the game. Looking like, again, we're in some sort of prison complex. 7-all, 14-7, 14-10, 21-10. Halftime score looking pretty strong. Still not the fourth quarter yet. And with that touchdown, we will not end in lackluster fashion. We will still at least have another playoff game headed to the divisional round. 14-point victory over the LA Rams. Didn't really have too many concerns with them this rebuild. Jalen Milroe threw a pick, but still a very good performance. Kenneth Walker, of course, most of that aided by that 87-yarder, but still a good performance as well. And then looking at the sacks, 2.5 for Leonard Williams, 2 for Karlaftis, 2 for Long, 1.5 for Versuin. We have a bunch of different one-sackers. Jack Campbell with a pick and clean kicking. On to the divisional round. What are we looking like? The Philadelphia Eagles. Got them beat by 2 overalls. End of the game. Little back and forth of nothingness. Defense is looking pretty good. Philly scores 7. They get another 7. They get another 7. They get another 7. Now, I wish we would have lost in that wildcard round. We're losing 28-3 to the Eagles as a 2 overall higher team. Again, if it's not playbooks, then what is it? All right. There you have it. More randomness. We did win Super Bowl back-to-back rebuilds now, but I still just don't have a grasp on what the hell I'm supposed to be aiming for. I don't know. Just keep getting good players and hoping for the best. Yeah, there's no point in me coming into that game to try and, skew some things because we just got trampled on. If it was like 21-10, okay, maybe I can come in and affect some things. 31-10, yeah, that's a little different. That is a complete blowout, and we have no chance. Absolute miracle that we won a Super Bowl in year 2, apparently, as even though we were the best team in the league, or close to it, in this final season, we, once again, don't even come close to the Super Bowl, as you have the Titans going against the Eagles in the Super Bowl themselves, and only losing by 6. I don't know. Okay, don't ask me any questions. It's another successful rebuild. Jalen Milroe becomes an X factor. That makes titling this interesting. I don't want to spoil it, though. Maybe I put an X factor behind him in the thumbnail, which would spoil it, but Jalen Milroe, 92 throw power, 85 accuracy. Well, they got that deep accuracy going a little bit. Medium, short, very good. Awareness on the run, under pressure, break sack. Oh, speed is a thing, huh? It's not a lot, but he went up 1 speed. That's pretty good. He went up a whole speed. That's a win if you ask me. And abilities, do they even go on? They do. Not bad, actually. Bulldozer, protected, lofting Deadeye, roaming Deadeye. He's got some okay abilities in there. Not elite abilities outside of protected, but fair enough. Kenneth Walker, 92 overall. Would have thought he would have developed a little bit better than this. Now 28 years old, which is, I mean, that shouldn't be too bad, right? Like, not really much of a regression. Then we move over to the wide receiver room. JSN, 92 overall. Again, another guy I would have thought would have been a little higher than that. What the hell is going on there? Is that actually like what his hair does in real life? Like, he looks like he's casting a spell. I don't know what the hell that's all about, but obviously very solid looking. Castro couldn't even get to 90 overall. He's, glowed up so quick, and then back-to-back seasons of averageness look solid. Then we move on to Rollins, who, what a year, dude. That's one of the highest normal, the superstar overall to overalls I've ever seen from a rookie. And it came right after the fact that we did that with a different wide receiver. What was it? I don't even remember what overall. 74 to 89 in 1 season. Arroyo does get to superstar. And that's, again, with very modest XP sliders. Like, I've seen people do 200% XP sliders. Imagine you do that. You would have been freaking 99 overall in 1 season. Of course, don't really usually care about O-line, but Zabel, obviously a real-life Seahawk that was their, I wouldn't say focal point of their draft, but arguably their focal point of the draft, right? Great finesse blocker, power blocking, didn't really do much. We started to let the auto progress go. I'll be honest with you. I get a little bit, not even a literal headache, but like a metaphorical headache when I'm constantly like changing 30 different things week to week. Slight move here, slight move there. That kind of stuff just ain't my thing. That's why, as much as I do actually really like the college football gameplay, a lot of the like dynasty aspects, it just, I don't know. It's just too intricate for me. It's just too tedious, I guess would be the word. Don't love the tediousness. Personally, that's just not my thing. Personally. But I know a lot of people do, so more power to you. Yeah, I like a little bit more gameplay, even though we do rebuilds, but at least the rebuilds, I mean, we're upgrading full-on players, drafting full-on players, and I don't have to do 45 different things to get that player who's going to leave anyways, you know? But Nick E-Man here's another big name. Zone coverage actually developed pretty nicely. Was the speed or Excel plus one? I think it might have been. It might have been. I'm trying to pay attention to these, like, speed upgrades, throw power upgrades, stuff like that. Oh, I didn't even look at throw power, actually. I'm pretty sure Jalen Milroe is 92, though, which, yeah, I don't think he went up, did he? It was 92, yeah, I don't think he went up in dev, but that's fine. Not did he, Milroe. Defensively, the rest of the guys, some of these linebackers are not the most exciting players to see. 29-year-old Ernest Jones, who has no coverage, but very good block shedding, mind you. We then move over to corners, who were obviously big staples of this rebuild. Solid across the board. Didn't have to draft a single corner, which, hell, we technically didn't even need to draft a single DB at all. You know, we did, but we didn't need to. And it's nice to have either edge or safety set. Those are the two positions I really don't like drafting. Quarterback as well, because you need a really high pick, but it's not the hardest to actually find someone decent. You know, hell, our AI found a 70 overall in round 4, so with hidden, so it's definitely not impossible. Derek Hall, wasted him the first year, gave Mafe the chance. He struggled. Derek Hall got in, hasn't really looked back. Looks good to me. Then the other side, Karlaftis, I don't even want to look. I don't even care, to be honest. And then Leonard's a downgrade, so we'll just look at Byron Murphy to call that. I guess I will take a look at the kicker as well. I'm a little interested. Strength's a little low. Block shed's good. Power and finesse, though, very average. And I upgraded him like, I don't even know, like 8 times with Speed Rusher. Maybe Speed Rusher just isn't the way to go. Maybe I actually sold him. And here's Mooney, Mr. Mooney, 84 overall. Doesn't seem, I think his kick power went up 1. Might have been 89 kick power. It might have went up 1. But yeah, that's going to be it for our Seattle Seahawks, quote-unquote, loosely at the end there, realistic style rebuild. If you enjoyed, leave a like, subscribe if you're new, hit the bell notification if you haven't already. Follow me on Twitter, Jeromepkr, second channel PKR Plays for non-Madden content. And then, of course, the biggest thing you can do is let me know in the comment section below which team you would like to see rebuild next. It doesn't have to be just straight up a normal rebuild. It could definitely be a challenge rebuild as well. 0 overall, fantasy where I have to do this, that, and the other thing. There is no limitation, so if you got something on your mind, you want to see it, let me know in the comment section below. And anyways, that is about it. We will have our Panthers franchise a little later today, probably in 4 hours, assuming the weather doesn't mess something up and corrupt something. I'm not sure, but that's the plan. Thanks for watching. Hope you guys come back for next video. But until next video,